MMA Boxing Talk here, coming at you with another video. I just want to put out a quick video talking about some UFC news in the last few days that's come out. If you haven't heard the Jon Jones story in the last few days, he got pulled over, I believe. I believe he was speeding, and he didn't have his license or registration with him. Now, that's kind of hard to believe considering Jon Jones, what he's been through. He's gotten into a hit-and-run accident, fled the scene, all these things. Had to do a lot of community service, talking to students, whether it's young kids or teenagers or whatever, talking about drinking and driving and drug use and all these things, and it just after you get a scare like that, you'd think you'd make sure you have your license and registration, and if you're gonna drive, but anyway, the media blew it out of proportion. They almost gave me a heart attack when I woke up the one morning 2 days ago, I think it was, and they were saying that Jon Jones has broken protocol or whatever for his probation, and he violated probation, whatever, and he, UFC 197 against DC, Daniel Cormier is in jeopardy and all this stuff, but they were just assuming, so the media blows it out of proportion. Turns out Jon Jones is only going to get 3 days extra of community service, which is no big deal. He's already done 66 days of community service talking to students and giving speeches, so that's nothing. So UFC 197 is going to go on. I saw the UFC yesterday just put out a hype video for Cormier Jon Jones. So it's all good. Just the media being the media. Now, most recent news, CM Punk is going for back surgery, so he's pulling out of the fight that just got made last weekend with Mickey Gall. So that's not going to happen. I really don't think CM Punk will ever fight in the UFC. I know for a fact the UFC only picked up or signed CM Punk because they were scared Bellator was going to sign him. So at this point, he's old. He's got a back surgery. Who knows how long that'll put him back, set him back. This is a guy that has no background in fighting, none. I don't know. He might have wrestled when he was younger, like actual college wrestling or whatever. I don't even think he was a college wrestler. Maybe high school. I'm not sure. But he has no striking background. No jiu-jitsu background. So this guy, they just picked him up because UFC's greedy, bottom line. So I don't think he'll ever fight again. Who knows? We'll see. He'll be out for a while anyway. I read an article. Henry Cejudo's taking on the flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. That's going to be on the undercard of Jon Jones, Daniel Cormier, the co-main event. So they're 125, flyweights, the smallest division. Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson is the king. He's the only champion at that division in the UFC. I think it started 2012 or something like that. This guy's the best. He is phenomenal. Number 2 pound for pound in the UFC after Jon Jones. This guy can do it all. He's very, very well-rounded, very smart, very motivated. He's very disciplined and dedicated. He's the real deal. Very humble, very smart. I think I said that. But he's fighting Henry Cejudo, and this guy has a chance to make history, okay? Henry Cejudo won a gold medal in the Olympics for freestyle wrestling back in 2008, I believe. Then he transitioned to MMA, got in UFC. I think he's had three fights or 4 fights so far. Now he's fighting Demetrius Johnson. And if he wins, now that's a big, big if Henry Cejudo wins. But, for argument's sake, let's just say he wins. He will be the first ever to have won a gold medal in the Olympics and win a UFC title, a UFC championship. So, like I said, that's a big if. But I do think, he does bring something to this fight that Mighty Mouse Johnson has never seen before. He's never dealt with a wrestler of this caliber, obviously. This is a gold medal wrestler. He was the best at one weight class, for a 4-year period. It's very, very impressive. But, MMA is not freestyle wrestling. But should be interesting regardless. I got my money on Demetrius Johnson, but I think it'll be a very close fight. Just interesting, Cejudo has a chance to make history. Kind of interesting. Anyway, another thing I saw, Dominick Cruz, the bantamweight champion, just defeated TJ Dillashaw. Looks like, and this has been a rumor that's been going on, he's going to be fighting Uriah Faber next. He's what he said, Dominick Cruz, he quoted, he's ready to give Faber a gift, or give Faber the title shot. And, he said that he's all Faber's got left, which is kind of true. Faber's had so many title shots, been unsuccessful in so many of them, and, he's lost to Cruz before. So, this is, if Faber loses this, I don't think he'll ever get a title shot again. There's no way. He doesn't really deserve one, but that division, if they don't give the rematch to Dillashaw, it does make sense, this fight. I will have to agree, if they don't give it to Dillashaw. But, this would be a rubber match because Dominick Cruz's first loss was to Uriah Faber by submission. Years later in the UFC, Dominick Cruz defends his title against Uriah Faber. So this would be a rubber match. They've been rivals. It's it would be a big fight. It would probably generate a lot of interest. So I think that's a good fight. And then rematch TJ. That'd be perfect for Dominick Cruz. Now, last thing I read, Travis Brown just had a fight with Matt Mitrione. I won't really get into that fight, but there was some controversy in that fight. But he won it, and his manager is targeting a fight with Roy Nelson next. They wanted Ben Rothwell, but he is fighting Junior Dos Santos now. So that, I believe, is in April. It's in Croatia, free card, Rothwell, Junior Dos Santos. So in the meantime, Travis Brown, looking like maybe he might fight Roy Nelson's coming off a win. Not a very good win, but that fight I could see happening. Travis Brown would probably really lay a beating on Roy Nelson. But anyway, just want to put out a couple UFC news. And if you like the video, subscribe. That's it for this one. MMA Boxing Talk. Peace.